So I'm going to stay. Pledge allegiance. Okay?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Any other essential business we need to take care of?
Bill, I got one thing. I just
Sure.
can everybody hear me okay?
I can.
To give this has nothing to do with COVID-19, but in the midst of all this, the Court of Appeals case that the county had regarding the 911 tapes for the Florida fire, that continued through the process, and we got a ruling from the court last week, and the court ruled in the county's favor, meaning that Fox 59 and the Committee for Freedom of the Press were not entitled to those tapes, and so basically overturned the judge. Not basically, did overturn the judge in Marion County, remanded the case back to Marion County. So the attorney for the county will need to file a motion for summary judgment down there, and that'll get granted, and the case will be dismissed. So huge win for us. Basically, Fox 59, the Freedom Press Corporation that backed Fox 59, they were wrong. Those tapes are confidential, part of an investigatory record, and so big win for us, big win for the state of Indiana. Just very, very good news.
When Ted sent me that ruling, he prefaced it with wonderful news, and I think that's certainly the case. Now, it's my understanding that they had 45 days to file an appeal, though, right, to the state Supreme Court?
That's correct. They can do that. They have that right to do that. I feel pretty confident that even if they do that, it's just going to delay the inevitable that those records are going to remain confidential and exempt from FOIA. I think the Marion County judge was just wrong. I think the advisor, the administrative law judge that they had in the very beginning was wrong. I've always said that since this started, and so I don't think the Supreme Court's ruling is going to be any different. But they do have that time to file that to the Supreme Court and then try to get sway that court the other way. So I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but I think the Supreme Court's going to rule the same way the Court of Appeals did, because I think it's pretty clear that those are part of an investigation that's open and they're exempt from any kind of FOIA request.
Well, I appreciate you bringing that up to us, because that's I think was a major concern to certainly the commissioners and you and several other people. It's an example of the good guys do win once in a while. The good guys do win once in a while. The good guys do win once in a while. That information that they requested that could have in some way harmed our investigation and the state's investigations of the case of the 4 little girls who were murdered. I think you were right in and your predecessor was right in saying no, they can't have those. And I appreciate your stand and appreciate my fellow commissioners that have stood with you too on this. And will freely admit I was wrong in the first place because I just took it as the open door law said, turn it over. And after I heard all sides of it, I said, wait a minute, I was wrong. They shouldn't have turned that over, and the right actions were taken on our level. And I appreciate it.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you guys kind of backing my stance and going forward with the appeal. I know it was a financial burden to the county, but at some point, I think you got to look at the bigger picture, and money becomes less important at that point. And so I really, really appreciate you guys taking the stands for this. It was important, and not only in my case, but I think for many criminal cases across the state of Indiana. And so, biggest thank you from me. I know IPAC has a big thank you for you too. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, and so far so good.
We appreciate working with you.
Thanks, Nick.
From 911 said she would like to thank the commissioners, Mr. Johnson, and the prosecutor's office for supporting this argument.
Good.
Thank you.
I know there were some out in the community that wanted to try to make us out like we were fools for taking a stand on this and that we were wasting money, but I certainly didn't want to be the one that wound up making it so that whoever is guilty of this awful crime would walk free because we didn't do what we were supposed to do. Those little girls need justice, and they'll never get it. I mean, nothing will ever pay them back for what they lost, their lives. So we stood together, all of us, and I appreciate it. Okay, is there anything else that we need to bring up?
Motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second to adjourn, and I would call for a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye.